You ready to cry tears of joy?
I only like to have happy tears.
I think this is going to be the case today because we got a little treat. We are going back to the well of 19 pre-1980, and we're going to be checking in with a newly discovered, to us at least, fall adjacent band containing multiple fall members of the early original lineup playing in a band called.
The teardrops.
And so Teardrops are a Manchester band, and this is a really fun find for Steve and I because we were not familiar with this band. As usual, a lot of these side bands, we don't know much about them. And it turns out, I don't think a lot of people still know much about who was even in this band, what the overlap of members was, the personnel, but we're going to get into it the best we can. And we're also going to enjoy the first single they released along with an EP from 1978 and 1979, I believe.
Yes.
Good. So, Manchester band, it seems like this band was formed by Steve Garvey, who we definitely are familiar with of Buzzcocks fame, but it seems like he started this band and it had a rotating membership with a bunch of different people coming in and out, helping out on different albums. And a few of those people we are familiar with. So, Steve, let's get into maybe some of the members of the Teardrops over the years that the project was active. What are some of the members we're most probably familiar with, name wise?
So, name wise, the most familiar, you're going to go with number one, Martin Brahma.
Martin Brahma,
Number two, Carl Burns.
Carl
And
Burns,
Tony Frio.
Tony Frio. And then we also got a couple other members here. And also
Yeah, that's you might know.
we should say that this the history of this band is very sketchy. So what we have dug up may or may not be accurate, but we're just giving you what's in the ether and take it as with a grain of salt. But who else do we have in this band? The Teardrops.
We have Ian Nance. He's a member of
Mm.
V2. We have Dave Brisbane,
Hmm.
Helen Harbrook, Dave Price, Rick Goldstraw.
Ooh, we know Rick Goldstraw. We also have Trev Wayne and we Jim
Other
Donnelly playing the drums, and then also we have a one Mr. John Key. Wow, and this John Key fella is almost like some sort of ghost to us. It's almost like a mythical person that may or may not exist, and it's kind of fun to. People have said that they've had a pint with John Key, but I just wonder which John Key that was.
Yeah, so the Mr. John Key, he seems kind of come up.
Okay, tell me what you think about when you think about this character, John Key.
I think of No Christmas for John Keys. I also believe my friend Martin Brahma has used the pseudonym in other places, works of music he may or may not have wanted to be directly contributed to.
Hmm. So this is interesting. This is interesting. There's some sort of John Key connection between, bands with fall members, the fall, the side projects, members members who were in the fall that don't want to be directly associated their name for in the past it has been for, record label contract reasons, which makes sense, you want to keep being creative, but you got to get kind of do some workarounds, find some loopholes so that you can be a part of projects you want to be a part of while still being under contract for maybe your main gig at the time. So yeah, this John Key is very interesting. Does some guitars, does some vocals on some of these tracks we're going to hear. And today we're going to listen to In and Out of Fashion, which is an EP from 1978 by the Teardrops. And then we're also going to listen to a single from 1979, and this is a 7-inch single called Seeing Double. And we're actually going to go a little bit out of order chronologically, and we're going to start with Seeing Double. And this is because we're going to start with this one because we know for sure that this one is featuring a Mr. Carl Burns. So we're going to start with the one that we know for sure has our fall member on there and head into it. And also, not to ruin anything, this single is good. I'm just gonna say I really like it, and it's a great way to start and get your palette ready for what's going to be experienced for the rest of the teardrops we're getting into. And if you like what you're hearing, then you got to jump over to Patreon to continue along with us because moving forward, we got a lot of shout outs from our Patreon fall heads that they want to hear more music. And as we do too, we only can do this on Patreon where we're going to, listen along to the full tracks. So the full tracks are going to be provided to our Patreons. So head over there for the price of a pint. Actually, for the price of the shittiest pint you could probably find, you could join us and support us in procuring these albums that we're trying to get our hands on so that we can do them justice and produce, these related excursions that you hopefully are enjoying, and we can do it to the best of our production quality standards that we're getting into on We Are the Fall. So if you like what you're hearing, let's get over there. Otherwise,
Think, let it roll here. Enjoy what you're about to have.
cool. Let's get into Seeing Double by the Teardrops from 1979.
I gave you one, you gave me trouble. I tried to sleep, but I was seeing double. The icebox in the freezer, the place I couldn't touch. I bought things just to please you, I didn't ask